Welcome to the issue reading episode of Hitchhiker's Guide to Privacy Engineering. Make yourself comfortable and prepare to explore this science fiction comic book that teaches privacy. I am the storyteller, a droid serving the Order of Epic. And as you are to become a master of the guild, I will be here telling you about the galaxy and the darkness therein. So, let's start the 8th chapter of Hitchhiker's Guide to Privacy Engineering, shall we? Chapter 8. The Escape. As Red and Kyle made their way through the dark hidden passage into the spaceship hangar, they were greeted by a sight that always dazzled Red, the legendary starfighters from the Battle for Earth era. "We need something fast and small to outmaneuver the flying monstrosities," Kyle said as he scanned the hangar. Red pointed to a starfighter standing in the middle of the hangar. "That one should do the trick," she said. "Time to work. Meet me in the starfighter after you lower the hangar shield," Kyle said, making his way to the starfighter to fire up its engines. "Be careful. Once the shields are down, cyborgs will swarm inside the hangar. We need to act fast if we want to escape from this place alive," warned Red. Red went to the control room to lower the hangar shields while Kyle entered the cockpit of the starfighter. But as she tried to lower the shields, Red found that the control panel was damaged and the only way to fix it was to reattach the power core. Red used her pets to repair the energy converters and fix the power core, then hit the deactivation button. The hangar shields were deactivated with a loud noise that attracted the nearby cyborgs flying around the academy. But Kyle fired up the engines of the starfighter just as Red managed to lower the hangar shields. There were already several flying cyborgs that perished when they attempted to enter the hangar while the shields were still up. "Let's get out of here," shouted Red as she ran towards the starfighter. They both climbed aboard and Kyle took control of the ship, expertly dodging the flying cyborgs that had entered the hangar. As they blasted off from the academy, Red couldn't help but feel a sense of relief wash over her. They had escaped the hangar, but the battle was far from over. In a move that could have only been described as unfortunate, the shields of the hangar came crashing down, allowing a plethora of cyborgs to swarm inside. The cyborgs were everywhere, causing chaos and destruction as they fought to capture the academy. Kyle, being a skilled pilot, took to the skies to fend off the incoming cyborgs while Red made her way back to the starfighter. She managed to avoid the cyborgs with ease, knowing that Kyle had her back. Once they were both safely in the starfighter, Kyle made a daring maneuver, dodging the cyborgs and taking them on at the same time. With his laser blasts, he managed to clear a path for Red to jump into the fighter's cockpit. As they soared into the sky, they saw the devastation below them. The night sky was ablaze with light, the result of the fighting and explosions happening around the academy. Their mission was clear. They needed to find Master Talia and get her out of there. But when Red tried to contact her, there was no response. Kyle suggested they head to the high tower to see if they could find her there. As they approached the tower, they realized that Lilith was there too. She had arrived at the academy with her massive fleet and had managed to slip down to the planet's surface, along with tens of thousands of other cyborgs. Despite the overwhelming odds against them, Red and Kyle were determined to complete their mission. They managed to board the sky bridge and make their way to the high tower, all while dodging the cyborgs that were hot on their tail. In the end, they managed to make it to the high tower, where they found Master Talia and engaged in a fierce battle with Lilith. The fate of the Academy hung in the balance, but thanks to the heroic efforts of Red and Kyle, the Order of Epic was able to turn the tide of the battle and save many lives in the process. In a mad scramble to rescue Master Talia from the clutches of the Grand Master, they stormed their way through the dizzying heights of the high tower, battling both the first-gen and next-gen cyborgs who stood in their way. As they neared their destination, they spied Master Yaz, wounded and helpless on the ground, with Master Talia by his side, using her mystical healing powers to mend his wounds. Alpha Team and a small contingent of officers rallied around Master Talia, determined to keep her safe from harm. Red and Kyle swiftly concocted a plan to spirit the Masters away to safety aboard a waiting starfighter, but their path was soon blocked by the Grand Master and his minions. The Grand Master, though a formidable foe, was no match for the combined strength of Red and Kyle. However, with the aid of his dark pet, he was able to separate them, sending Kyle flying from the fray with a bolt of lightning. As Master Talia and the officers tended to Master Yaz and battled the cyborgs, Red and Kyle fought on, each moment bringing them closer to their goal. But as the seconds ticked by, the Alpha Team fell one by one, until only Red and Kyle remained. The Grand Master engaged them in a fierce battle, but his malformed body and previous injuries gave him little chance against their combined might. In a last-ditch effort, he used his dark pet to hurl Kyle away from the fray, leaving Red to face him alone. In the end, it was Master Talia who saved the day. Using her telekinetic powers, she delivered a fatal blow to the Grand Master, disarming him and sending him hurtling out of the high tower and into the night sky. With the Grand Master vanquished, Red and Kyle quickly gathered the Masters and made their way to the Sky Bridge, only to be met by Lilith and her horde of terrifying cyborgs. But Red and Kyle were determined to see their mission through to the end. As the Alpha Team fought valiantly to hold off Lilith's minions, Red and Kyle made a run for it, boarding the starfighter and taking off into the night sky. But Lilith was not about to let them go so easily. With missiles raining down on them, Kyle deftly maneuvered the ship, narrowly avoiding the deadly barrage. With Lilith and her minions in hot pursuit, Red and Kyle flew low over the castle, weaving in and out of its towers and bridges in a desperate bid to lose their pursuers. But even as they soared higher into the night sky, they were not safe from harm, as spaceships in orbit above them fired their own missiles, seeking to bring the starfighter down. But with quick thinking and a little bit of luck, Red and Kyle managed to evade their attackers and escape the Academy with their lives intact. Though battered and bruised, they were determined to carry on their mission, warning the people of Dedan about the darkness that was fast approaching. This is the end of Chapter 8, The Escape. Subscribe to the newsletter to get your hands on the early access material every Wednesday.